All right, we're here at opening night of the Chicago Critics Film Festival.
Yes. Yes.
The cast and writer or co-writer and director of the Baltimorons. Anticipation. I mean, it's been a long time since you've been behind the camera.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about what it feels like, not only to have the love for this film, but also to open up a festival like this.
Well, I love this festival, and I love this town, and it's pretty wild. It's been a long time since I've made a movie. It's been 14 years. It's the first movie I've directed without my brother. It feels pretty magical to just do this, and we've had this incredible experience where we've shown it at a few festivals, and it's definitely a movie that plays very well in theaters, and it's just been wonderful to kind of return to my roots and the roots of why I got into this, which is like watching movies with a ton of people and laughing and crying together.
I want to talk a little bit about your videos on Instagram. You're just, you post things in various states of dress.
Correct.
You get noticed by Jay. Tell me a little bit about like that moment of you get that follow, and did you anticipate like this actually happening? Did you manifest it?
I don't know if I manifested all of this, but there's definitely like when I'm shirtless dancing, I did not manifest this. No, but
This was here before.
yeah, exactly. But I did, after having lunch with this man, I did manifest. I did write down I want to shoot a movie with this man in 2023, and that did happen. So that's pretty freaking cool to be here, be in Chicago, one of my favorite cities. Doing this opening night is pretty crazy, and to be here, Liz as well. Like this is the nucleus of this beautiful little movie, and just couldn't be happier. It's awesome.
And Liz, you play our dentist in the film. Tell me a little bit about coming into this project and what you thought when we first read the script.
Well, Jay saw me in a musical where I played a wild character, nothing like this one. And then 8 months later, he called me and asked me to have lunch. And then we talked about my father had just passed, and we talked about, and he has the same birthday as my dad. And we just talked about nothing. And at the end of it, he said, "So you want to make a movie?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, nice meeting you." And I went home and I said to my husband, "I will never hear from this guy again." And
really
like
good.
2 weeks later,
Yeah.
we were there in Baltimore. Oh,
Yeah.
3 weeks later, yeah.
I did have that moment where I called Michael after, and I was like, I just asked a lady you've never met to be in our movie. You cool with that?
And I was like, yeah, sounds good. Let's do it.
Let's go.
And the final thing here, as far as the movie having the backdrop of Christmas, the holidays, obviously a lot of magical things can happen, and we always know, like, I believe the kids call it a meet cute story. Kind of having that, with the backdrop of the holidays. I mean, has it always kind of been like, once you got that holiday idea where you're like, all right, this is our film?
Yeah, I think a few things came together. Michael's backstory in real life, and then meeting Liz and using some of her backstory in real life. And then it was, I had always had this idea of someone needing to go to an emergency dentist and them having a wild day. When we decided to back the movie into Michael's life, he's from Baltimore. It seemed like a great thing to do, and to do it on Christmas Eve, which is, the holidays are supposed to be the warmest, warm, fuzzy time of year. But, if you get shut out, it could potentially be a disaster. So that's where we got the stakes.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for your time today.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.